Hello, teacher. Hello, TV Upper School. If someone offered you a free burial plot for the person you love the most, would you take it? My name is Bruce Wynn, and this week's Torah portion is on Chaya Sarah, also known as the life of Sarah. In this scenario, Abraham does not take his offer. He stands at the city gates of Hebron, counts out 400 shekels in front of witnesses, and purchases a cave for the burial of a loved one. He chose not to take it as a gift, but rather making a public, verified purchase. To summarize this portion of the Torah, Sarah passes, and Abraham secures a permanent resting place to pay a full price. Later, Abraham's servant meets Rebekah at a well. She shows virtue through holding water for a stranger and for 10 camels until they had enough. When her family asks if she'll leave home early to bear Isaac, she answers simply, "I will go." The portion closes with Abraham's death. Isaac and Ishmael stand together and bury him in the same cave. When reading this parasha, I was baffled by a key detail. Why does the Torah portion about life spend so much time on a land deal? During the rabbi's meeting, I questioned the rabbis on the significance of Abraham insisting to pay for the burial cave instead of taking it for free. Two common responses were given to me. First, according to Rabbi Lawson, taking a gift may feel like charity, and paying for the burial place shows respect for Sarah's dignity. Secondly, security. As Rabbi Rob brings up in the Torah was specific with the details of the sale to make sure that it is recorded. The seller's name, the cave, the witness, and the full price. All of these key details were put into the parsha for a reason, to make sure that these key sites are brought outright so nobody can later claim that they were taken. In other words, a divine promise is real, but those in the future may continue to argue, so Abraham creates visible proof. Abraham is grieving and thinking long-term regarding Sarah. He wishes to honor Sarah, and he does so by turning a promise into a contract. The love he holds for Sarah becomes land that he can point to, and that's why the title is as it is. The life of Sarah isn't just her years, but the legacy and what stays after her, with the cave becoming an anchor for future families. Then we meet Rebekah. Her test is not a simple interview question, like what do you believe, but rather built on naturalistic observations. What would you do when no one owes you anything? 10 camels can drink hundreds of liters, becoming dozens of trips from the well, yet despite all the adversity, she keeps going until the job is done. When asked if she'll leave home for a mission she already knows, she chooses it. Rabbi Lawson says God gives us freedom, and the Torah functions like a GPS system that constantly reroutes us to the good. In this story, kindness is that route, and Rebekah stays on it. When looking at these two scenes together, you can see a clear claim. A lasting community is built with proof and kindness. Abraham's ownership of land makes the promise durable, while Rebekah's effort can make the promise livable. Without proof, values fade, and without kindness, the rules are abolished. I believe this portion speaks directly to seniors. Currently, in the college application process, we sit through countless statements, whether it be reading mission statements in college or writing personal statements. But are statements really enough? Throughout the college process, we should have learned that it's simply not possible to simply make statements. The words, no matter how well you write, cannot show your whole life in those, say, 600 words. We need concrete evidence. As such, I'd like to propose two challenges for this week. One, leave a promise for a value that you claim. Pick any TBT's value, whether it be repairing the world or a community, and follow it. Write a short commitment that names the boundary and the cost, and ask one friend to witness it. Secondly, do one camel weight worth of kindness. Choose someone who can repay you and carry a load that actually feels heavy, whether it's tutoring a classmate for a tough unit, or bring groceries to a neighbor who would have struggled by themselves. This is how you can embrace Chaya Sarah and make it more than just a reading. Abraham shows us that love can leave a paper trail, and Rebekah shows us that faith can move to practical help. If we honor what is holy by paying the real price and open our hand when the world is thirsty, then our words will have weight, and our choices will keep living after us. Shabbat Shalom.